this brush right here, you want to make sure that you clean off all the edges with a brush and get all that loose stuff off of there, preferably before you start rolling your weldcrete on. And then also, there's a little story behind this brush too. This brush was brought to the job site by JR. I was just going to use a sponge float this morning to brush it because I couldn't find my brush. So I asked him, and he said he had one. And I remember this brush. The first time he brought it, we did a video with this brush, and his wife saw the video, and JR got in trouble for taking her brush. So he was able to keep the brush, but he's no longer able to take anything from down underneath the sink. So anyway, so this is a good brush for cleaning off the bottom of all these windows before you start welding it, especially before you start plastering it, to get a better bond. One other thing I want to show you today, and I just figured it out today. If you've got one of these pair of shears right here, these wisp snips, I've been using these for 30 years, wisp, and they've changed the little latch assembly there over the years, and it seems to have gotten progressively worse. These little latches that they have. Now I know they got a lot of different kind of snips out there, but I like the way these cut, but the latch system has always been a problem. So I invented this little ring on the bottom. I disconnected the latch here. There used to be an arm here that would clasp onto this side and keep them closed, a closure, okay? But I had to take that off because it wouldn't close, and then it would get caught up when you're trying to make a cut. It would fall in between. It would land right on that nut right there. So I took it off, and I put a little key ring on the bottom. And that key ring, you see, that key ring has to be the right size, but it closes right up when you're done using it. You're done making a cut. You go to put it in your bag, and it automatically closes just like that. Wow. So I was like, wow, that works a lot better than they did when they came from the manufacturer. So anyway, we're getting the weldcrete on. The inspector should be here any minute. We're going to get going on this. Let me show you what type of material we're using today. It's the same old recipe, guys, the one we've been using for probably 10 years now on these patches. See, I got a truckload of material. So I don't know if we're going to have time to do the 2 coats today or not. This is going to be probably a 3-coat project. I have to wait and see if the inspector is going to allow us to get away with doing the brown coat without having to get a scratch inspection, but makes no difference. We're going to get it one way or another. So I've got my 2 bags of hot mud in case we decide to do it all in one day, except for the finish. And I'm going to tell you, doing a 3-coat job with 2 processes is the best way. Actually, I mean, you can do scratch brown and finish. That's a good way too. But when you do the 2-coat process, you know, you're getting in this hot mud. If you use hot mud, because you could do it without the hot mud, it's not as good. But if you use the hot mud, then it's stronger. It'll crack less. It'll be stronger, harder. It's the best way to go. Okay, guys. All right, guys. You know you're doing a bang-up job when the homeowner makes you a meatball sandwich for lunch.